Won't you take me to
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Funky Town? Hey, look, it's Marco.
Hey, what's going on, Mike?
Hey, what did you call me? The Italian thing? Or Michael?
Hey, Mikey Gumbazza. How you doing, huh? Oh, hey, forget about it.
Oh, that felt good. This is episode 1166. 1166. Marco,
he's made it this far, ladies and gentlemen. He's made it this far.
That's right. I don't know how I got this far. I know. By doing Mike's Daily Podcast. And I have no life.
Did you have to pay those people to sing that? Or is that you doing that?
I can't reveal my... Oh, wait, I'm supposed to be singing. Oh, yesterday I went to an Asian restaurant, and because I had a coupon that I was going to flaunt, and then turned out that they didn't like credit cards, so I had to pay 50 cents more. Mike's Daily Podcast. For the credit card fee. You ever had that where, like, I don't have any cash, so I'll use the credit card and still have to pay the added fee.
Yes, all the time. That's why I don't go out to those Asian places. Yeah. No offense, I love their food, but the people who run them they just try to rip you off, man.
It is total rip-off, and the food's been there for days, and it's all crusty and scary. Mm-hmm. It looks like something I have in my fridge. And they add all these fees. So basically, he said, yeah, if you spend $10, then I won't add a fee. But since you're only paying five something, it's now. So I know it's ridiculous to make a hoopla over 50 cents, but it's still weird how other parts of the country, they did like, what? They do that in the Bay Area? Wow.
Unfortunately, that is sad, but true.
That should be the name of a podcast. They do that in the Bay Area? Wow, because there's so many things that happen here.
Actually, it should be called Sad But True, but that one's not bad either.
Sad, all right, I liked yours better.
Thank
Sad
you.
But True. The what else do we have? There's just a lot of traffic.
Yes. A lot of bad drivers.
A lot of crazy homeless people.
That too.
And it's just this interesting place. Although the housing bubble might be bursting, and that means we'll all die. No, it means housing prices will come down. And
yeah, right. I mean, we could have that. They didn't really come down in 2008 when we had that, right? I mean, they pretty much stayed the same.
Yeah, I guess they didn't. They came down a little bit, but yeah.
Not that I'll ever be able to afford one. But anyway, I digress.
Do you know who just walked in?
Who?
Not to be all... So we were all depressing just then. Now, look who came in to brighten us up. Hello, Mike Matthews. Hello, Marco. It's Chely Shoehart, the gift shop supervisor. Let's pray.
No, let's not. But thanks for coming in, though. We appreciate your spirituality.
Chely, when did you get all spiritual? Well, Mike Matthews, I have a Volkswagen, and it blew up on me.
Far from new. It's what makes a car a Volkswagen.
Oh, no. That was a wonderful story. That's sad. So you became spiritual when it blew up. That's right, Mike Matthews. It made me think about death and the great beyond. Well, that's not depressing or whatever. Hey, a horse walked into the cafe. No, look who else it is.
Who else is there?
Well, Mike, it's Floyd the Floorman. And this is John Deere, the engineer. Hello, Marco.
Hello, John.
Are you taking transmitter readings?
No.
Did you do an EAS test?
No.
I don't give a crap.
Good. Neither do I.
You can perform that EAS test anywhere.
I bet I can, and I bet you'd love that, wouldn't you?
Ah! Just do it. That's all I'm saying. Do an EAS test now. All right, here we go. Beep, beep, beep. Sounds like chickens dying in digital space.
Yeah. That engineer guy, he's very creepy. I just gotta say that right now, just for the record. That guy's creepy.
John, are you creepy? You know, I've written a manifesto on the world that I have letter bombs that I send out to people, but I only do that at Christmas. Oh.
Great. Now we have the FBI listening in on this podcast. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot, John Deere, the engineer. I was just kidding about the letter bombs. I buy people Volkswagens and they blow up.
Oh, you see, now he's doing a great service for everybody. There you go. Much better. I feel so uplifted now.
Don't listen to John Deere. He's having a bad day today because I'm Floyd the Floorman. The floor looks great. Have you ever noticed the floor here at Cafe Anyway? It's very shiny.
It really is. I was wondering how I got that shiny.
But meanwhile, you're wearing Dark Side beer.
Yes.
From the Dark Side.
Oh, yeah. It's my Darth Vader shirt that says, "Come to the dark side, Luke, we have beer." So.
Oh, that's nice.
I can go for beer right now. Even if it is like early in the morning, I can go for a beer right now.
Wow. Well, look who else is here to bring you a beer. Hi there, Marco.
Oh, it's the root beer guy.
I made you some delicious fruit. Why is that music playing? Sorry. All right. This thing is finicky. I have only one channel this goes through. Okay. Say that again. Have some root beer. He wants real beer, not your stupid root beer. Go!
Beer. Now, unless he's got some ice cream and it's going to make me a root beer float, then that's all right.
Have you ever had, what's the beer? They make a beer at Lagunitas in Petaluma. They make a beer float.
They do?
Yeah, where they put they have a really dark kind of almost.
Like a stout?
Yeah, and they put vanilla ice cream in it.
And now that'd be a reason for me to go to Lagunitas, because I'm not a fan of their IPA or anything else of their beers.
And then they charge you $500. No, yeah. They charge like $10 for that. It's crazy.
Right. And you got to deal with all the hipsters and just, drinking right now. So.
How do you deal with hipsters?
I try to avoid hipsters as much as possible.
You can't avoid them. They're the next generation. They're the millennials.
Unfortunately. But like I said, I stay away from those people, I have a close-knit group of people who I associate with, and they're not one of them, though.
So what I don't get about millennials is the Soylent. Have you heard of Soylent?
No.
They're into... A lot of them, all right, so if you bought stock in Soylent like a year ago, you would have made money because they're starting to get popular with millennials.
Like Soylent Green? What the hell is Soylent?
Yeah, Soylent Green are people. It's let me go look in the trash can of Cafe Anyway and see if Haley left a...
Okay.
Now, a millennial that we work with drinks Soylent. And I say to this millennial, why don't you just buy, if you want to eat, it's a healthy, it's sort of like the extracts of fruit and it's got vitamins and stuff in it. Just buy it like we talked about last time with the coconut water.
Right.
Buy the freaking coconut, buy the apple, buy the fruit.
Right.
The natural stuff. Don't pay crazy amounts of money for a stupid thing that's processed anyway and not good for you.
Exactly. One thing that I did discover and liked, and I thought, it was going to be a total, lame hipster place, is Mod Pizza. Have you ever heard of Mod Pizza?
There's a new one in Alameda, and you're like you're like a block from the beach. They have that beach in Alameda.
Right.
And they've got one right there.
Yeah, so I went to the Earthquake game last week. And afterwards, me and my buddy were like, dude, we're hungry because, we drink a bunch of beers before the game, during the game. And then we're like, yeah, we need to sober up, right? Well, right across the street from the Avaya Stadium, there's a Mod Pizza. And he was telling me about it. He's like, yeah, dude, these guys are awesome. They make it right in front of you and blah, blah, blah. And he goes, I got a buddy in there. We'll get a discount. I'm like, we're sold. Let's go, And so we went in there, and it kind of does look like a hipster place, In fact, the people working behind the counter kind of did look like hipsters, but... they had all these toppings of pizza or to put on your pizza, and then they had pesto. Oh my God! When you're putting a pesto on a pizza crust is just amazing. And they had that. I told them not to be cheap about it because they were just trying to shake it on. I'm like, hey! See that ladle? Just get a scoop of that and put that on there and do that now 3 more times. Yeah, thank you. I love my pesto. But yeah, I threw everything on this thing. I threw artichokes, I threw sausage, bacon, Canadian bacon, and they had everything. And then after they load it up, they stick it in their oven, and it's done within 5 minutes. This place was awesome. I loved it. And they have this really awesome tasting iced tea. It's called caramelized pear iced tea. It's the best thing ever. Oh my God!
Did you put booze in it?
If I had booze in it, I say rum would go really well with this iced tea, that would be the ultimate drink right there. I wouldn't need anything else the rest of my life.
Wow. So when you told them about the ladle, did the millennial not know what a ladle was? Because they're kind of like, what? What's that? Oh my God, a ladle.
Well, she looked at me kind of like, huh? Huh? Yeah, she did exactly that. And I said, yeah, the thing you're scooping with, that's a ladle. You're going to want to like dip the whole thing into the saucepan of pesto and then throw it on my, there, that's it. Oh, you got it. Oh, beautiful. So.
Pesto is it like pine nuts and olive oil
and basil
and basil
leaves? Yeah.
Aw.
You could have got fresh basil on your pizza as well there, but I'm like, well, I'm getting pesto. I don't need fresh basil. It's kind of an overkill, you know. Plus, that's got to take away from putting more toppings. That's a great thing about this place. You can put 100 toppings on this pizza. It's going to cost you the same price. It's awesome.
My dog's name is Basil.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh, hey, I forgot to do the intro to your segment.
Oh, that's right. How do you forget that?
The MARKO Minute. The MARKO Minute.
Well, better late than never. Let's go.
I have to put it in post. MARKO Minute.
I was going to say any day now.
I don't have it on the button bars here in front of me.
No worries. That's what post-production's all about.
Good old post-production.
Right.
Which brings us to Kaepernick.
Yes.
I don't know how it did bring us to that, but...
Yeah, but we segued anyway, so...
We segued. Did you enjoy the segue on the
I did.
Standing millennial device?
Yeah.
Which actually, millennials, that's more of a baby boomer device. I saw Peter Gabriel in concert like 10 years ago, and he was going around the stage on a Segway singing "Games Without Frontiers, Wars Without Fear," or whatever that song is.
Right.
He's so funkular, and he was going around the stage on a Segway.
Interesting.
You hate Peter Gabriel. I sense it.
No, it's not true. I was about to ask you, which do you like better, Peter Gabriel Genesis or Peter Gabriel solo?
Oh, I like it all. Probably, well, the Genesis was definitely more experimental, and
right.
I liked So, though. So was a great album. That was the one that had In Your Eyes, Big Time.
Right.
It had that song Red Rain, and...
Well, the first time I ever heard Peter Gabriel was when he did the solo stuff with the Sledgehammer, when that video came out. It was so popular.
That was from that album.
Yeah, and so I heard all those songs, and then they're like, oh, yeah, I used to be in the band Genesis. I'm like, you did? I'm like, Phil Collins' band Genesis? They're like, yeah. I'm like, oh. So I discovered that. I'm like, this is pretty good stuff, too. So,
and he did this song to Stranger Things.
Right.
For Netflix.
How cool.
That was a little snippet of it.
How dare you say I don't like Peter Gabriel?
Mercy Street on So has this song called Mercy Street that is it's when I first heard it, I'm like, this is boring, because I was 18, 17, and then as I've gotten older, I'm like, wow, that's an amazing song. It's just you can hear it's all about like a fishing town. Oh wait, he does a couple songs about like a fishing town. He's all into fishing towns.
He really is that guy.
Don't Give Up. In this great land we grew up strong, we wanted all, and that was with Kate Bush. So I know we were going to talk about Kaepernick.
Yeah, I'll just say my take on it.
Yeah,
and that's about it. I for one didn't like what he did, not so much because of the protest of what he's claiming to be for or against, I guess in this case. I'm all for about the First Amendment. You can say whatever you want, protest whatever you want. I don't care. That's you. That's your thing. It doesn't really affect me one way or another. But the problem I have with him on this is that he's a hypocrite. To say that he's about the whole Black Lives Matters thing. Well, last year during a game against the Chicago Bears, he said a nice racial slur to another player on the Bears team.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, he said, basically the F and N word to another player.
Wow.
And so I don't know how you can, call someone that and then, say, I'm for like Black Lives Matters, because that's basically what his message was. Saying I'm not gonna, stand up, for a song or in a flag that oppresses black people. It's like, well, it's the whole double standard there. And so if he had never said that and never did that, I'd be like, well, cool, man, he's doing what he wants to do, but and then also I question the timing of this whole protest. This guy who's probably, he's not going to get cut because he makes too much money, but he's not going to be the starting quarterback. And what happens when your skills diminish and you still want to be in the spotlight? Well, you do a protest like this. It's just to get more attention to himself. He's an attention whore, and that's the reason he's doing it. I don't think he really cares about, really saying what he's saying. He's just trying to, bring more attention to himself because that's who he is, and that's my problem with it. Not that he's protesting the Star Spangled Banner or our flag for that matter. I couldn't care less about that because, again, that's his own thing. That thing does not affect me one way or another. I stand up and I, take my cap off. If I don't have a cap, I have my hand over my heart. I don't sing along, but, I stand and I respect the song and the flag. Now, we all know that, the national anthem, or at least the Star Spangled Banner, has got some racial overtones to it, at least in the third verse of that, which no one really knows about. But, again, I don't even see this thing. I don't even think Kaepernick even knows that about the song.
Wait, the third verse?
There's a third verse to the Star Spangled Banner, and it's about how, because back then, when there was runaway slaves, the British Army hired them to fight against the Americans. Because they promised them freedom in order to. So they said, "Hey, look, you come fight for us, we'll give you your freedom that you're not getting with the slave owners and the Americans here." And so the third verse is basically Francis Scott Key saying that he's glad that those runaway slaves are dying and the war and suffering and all that. And
what?
Yeah.
Wait, that's not in the thing that you sing, though.
No.
That's not the national anthem.
No, the two things we sing are the first two verses in it, and then there's that third verse that a lot of people don't know about the Star Spangled Banner.
Where did you hear about? Was this on the History Channel?
I just researched it because a lot of people started talking about it, and then I was like, oh wow, yeah, there is that third verse about it.
The secret third verse.
Yeah. So
back when I did country music, the song, what was that song? The Thunder Rolls had a mystery third verse where, because it's all about a cheating song, where a woman,
of course.
Well, at the end, the mysterious third verse that Garth Brooks only sang in concert, the woman gets a gun and shoots the guy for cheating on her. And the crowds went crazy because that was the 90s and people were into Garth and they're like, ooh, what's this thing called country music?
Right, exactly.
That's fascinating to me.
Yeah. So again, just as I was saying, if this guy wasn't such an attention whore and making things all about himself, this is a guy who, after he scored a touchdown, would kiss his bicep. And called it Kaepernicking. I don't know how that is so egotistical to do that. This guy is he's not a team player. He went off and screwed Aldon Smith's girlfriend while he was when they were both on the 49ers last year, and that's why Aldon Smith trashed his car, because you don't go around doing that to a teammate, man.
Marko, I knew none of this.
I know, well, because you don't follow sports, so that's why I'm here to educate you and your audience about the wonderful world of sports and all the politics and backstabbing that goes with it. But so I'm sorry, I don't respect this guy at all. He's all about himself. He's very egotistical, and he's just doing this just so people can talk about him. And guess what? Congratulations, Colin. You did exactly what you wanted to do, because now everybody's talking about it, from conservatives to the mainstream media. Everyone's talking about what he's doing, and I'm sure it's going to be an issue for, I would say, at least for the next week or two. And then once the regular season starts and he's on the bench sitting down where you know, then no one's going to be talking about it.
It'll pass right on by. It'll pass.
It's just like everything else. So
fascinating. Well, I'm amazed you don't sing the national anthem, because I know you have a beautiful voice.
Oh, thank you. There's a couple words I kind of forget. I think that's why I don't sing it. So unless you got like the lyric sheet in front of me, like in karaoke, they have it on the monitor. I just, I won't sing it if I don't know exactly the words. If I forget something, I'm like, nah, it's okay.
It's amazing how old that song is. It's our national anthem, and we've got that line, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air. It's like such a violent, like action movie type song, isn't it? It's quite the American song.
Well, yeah, because according to the story, that he wrote that part when the British were bombing the hell out of that one fort in Maryland. And
he was a prisoner.
Yes. He wasn't a prisoner. He was trying to free one of his men who was a prisoner on one of the British ships. That's the story.
Oh.
And so he was like, trying to, and so while he was like during the negotiations part of it, that's when the British launched another attack on that fort. And that's where the rockets and all, they were just firing left and right, to try to take down the fort. But then, these people that were holding the fort down, they said, we're going to, stand our flag up there anyway. And just to spite you guys, screw the British. So,
So that flag that survived is now... Wait, is that the one that's at the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C.? There's this room that you go into, and there's a huge flag, and apparently that was the flag from that.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Or Betsy Ross. It had something to do, of course, with Betsy Ross and all this stuff, and all the history of and you walk in and it's dark, and because they have to keep the light low so that the fabric doesn't fade and all that. And there are pieces of it missing because over the years people stole pieces of it, and that's the Smithsonian. The day I was in D.C., which was 2012, 11, somewhere in there, Sarah Palin was like, there was a parade that they do with all these motorcycles, and Sarah Palin was there, apparently.
Wow.
I didn't see her, though, but...
Anyway.
She kind of is hot to me. I don't know why.
During the 2008 elections, I would say she was. Not so much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go outside a cafe anyway. We're bringing you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcaster Valley. Well, Labor Day weekend is here. We're outside. Chely Shoehart's Volkswagen's over there on fire.
Right.
And we've arrested John Deere, the engineer. The FBI, they're taking him away. Floyd is drooling into the Brewmaster's root beer. It's a wonderful scene out here and kind of disgusting. But tell me, what are your plans, Marco?
Well, I'm going to the Raider game tonight. It's the last preseason game. There we go. Last preseason game. Do they start the regular season on 9/11? And this will probably be my one and only Raider game because I don't think I'm going to get into any more after this. So I figured I'd at least get one free buffet courtesy of the NFL, because the NFL is the only league out of the 5 American or North American sports leagues that feed the media for free. Everywhere else you have to pay.
What?
Yeah.
Gosh, everybody else is cheap except for the NFL.
Exactly.
I'll have to remember that.
I know. So that's the real reason why I'm going to the game tonight, so I can get fed for free. The game itself is not going to be really worth watching, but
if there was free food involved with sports, which is sort of a contradiction because sports people are expending a lot of energy and burning calories, and meanwhile I'm eating. But if that was the case, I would go to sports. I would know a lot more about sports.
You probably would. Yeah, I would say you would. You would be very interested just for the fact that you're getting fed for free.
In honor of that, I'm going to wear my Raiders shirt tomorrow, and you're not going to be here, darn it.
No, I'm not. So I'm actually going to take a little trip up to the Nevada state capitol, and I think it's still the state capitol. Yeah. And that's a trivia question for your audience. If you guys know what the state capital of Nevada is, we'll, I don't know, give you a Starbucks card or something like that.
No, we won't.
No, I have ways to get those, so,
If you know the answer, let's see. We'll have them show you, I guess, the email.
Yes, the email to us.
Mike's Daily.
Mike, you got it, right?
Mike's Daily Podcast at gmail.com. Yeah. All right. Well,
so I'm doing that tomorrow, and this is going to be a whirlwind day for me. I'll be getting maybe 2 hours sleep, so I'm going to have to go take care of an errand up there, and then I'm going to come right back. Then I think I'm going to work a concert. I'm not sure.
Wow.
And then Sunday.
What concert?
I don't want him to say because, let's just say the band is playing at Levi Stadium and they were famously mentioned in the 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Dun, 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 dun. No.
I wouldn't know, to tell you the truth, if that's one of their songs because I don't know the band. But they were famously mentioned in that.
Can you get me into that? I love that band.
Really?
I freaking love... Is that the band from the 80s?
No.
Oh.
No.
We're not talking about Asia.
No.
I freaking love Asia.
They weren't mentioned in the 40s.
Oh, Virgin. Yes, they were.
What scene?
Well, first off, he had an Asia... The album cover from the first Asia album.
In his room?
In his living room. And the scene where Paul Rudd and Seth Rogen are playing...
Yeah.
Are playing the
video game. That's
and they go, you know how I know you're gay?
Yeah, exactly.
How are you gay? Because you like Asia.
No, it's not Asia.
Oh, Coldplay.
Ding 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 ding.
Oh, frick. But no. It was the outtakes where he said you have an Asia poster on your wall. But I think,
no, is that what it was? See, I never seen the outtakes or like the behind the scenes stuff.
Oh, okay, that's pretty funny. It's on the DVD, but no one watches the DVD anymore. And then they played "Heat of the Moment," the big Asia song.
That's what it was. Yeah,
he's on his bike trying to get her, and then he goes through the billboard,
the billboard truck,
and because I can't find the winning sound effect.
Are you serious? Isn't that on page 5? There's not.
Oh, is it page 5?
Is it or 6?
It's I got this one. I got the cricket. Oh, here it is. And the band's name Coldplay. Yeah.
There you go.
All right.
So I might work that. Like if it's a last, like, if there's if it becomes a desperate situation where they need me to work that, then I might. But the good news is I'll be outside the stadium. I won't be in it. So.
This guy I used to work with in Ventura, he was the morning show guy. He now, I think, is in Vegas. He posted a picture on Facebook of him with Chris Martin. And it made me realize that, A, this guy's gay, and B, Chris Martin is pretty tall. I had no idea.
I'm going to assume that Chris Martin's a singer of Coldplay.
And it was all yellow, yeah.
Okay.
He's the writer, singer, composer of Coldplay, plays the piano, and was once married to Gwyneth Paltrow, and had 2 children. One was named...
Children's? What, like the 2 Utes?
2 Utes.
2 Utes.
One was named Apple, and the other Moses.
Shut up. They named their kids Apple and Moses?
See all that you've missed by not being a program director for an adult contemporary station.
Right. Or being a morning show host on an adult contemporary station. Because they would know that stuff, not me.
But you know about sports more than anyone and about the lyrics to the national anthem.
Exactly.
And I want you to enjoy your weekend.
What are you going to do this weekend, since it's Labor Day weekend?
I'm going to drink Soylent all weekend.
There you go.
No. Let's see. I just was invited to a dinner on Labor Day night, so
nice.
That's nice. I'm going to see a play tomorrow night. My friend Eric, that I've known since college, since the UCSB days, we did a Shakespeare play together, and he stayed in the acting profession whilst I got into radio. But he directs theater in Danville, California.
The hotbed of Shakespeare acting, Danville, California.
They're actually, you know what it's the hotbed for? Eugene O'Neill. He was a playwright that wrote a lot of big plays, I think in the 60s. But my friend Eric invited me to see a play about a sea monster and these people on a beach, and it's supposed to be pretty interesting. I'll tell you, it's supposed to be a comedy, of course, a serious comedy. I'll tell you all about it.
All right. Can't wait to hear that next week.
Woo! Yeah, that's my Labor Day weekend.
All right. Awesome. I got my fantasy football drafts on Labor Day itself, so I got that. That's what I really did do this weekend. I'm going to be studying stats after stats after stats for like 3 days.
And you don't really have Starbucks cards, do you?
No. I just wanted to get an extra 100 listeners to the podcast saying that, because everyone loves Starbucks except me. But
I don't go there anymore either. It's so expensive.
Yeah, they're an evil empire, but it's all right.
Bum, 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 bum. And your shirt's awesome.
Thank you.
All right. Happy Labor Day, Marco. Thanks for being on the show. It was awesome.
Same to you, Mike. Have a good one.
I learned a lot today.
And here's today's podcast picture.
The podcast picture, I forgot, is of a squirrel